The reason why it feels like your entire world is crumbling is because your old identity is crumbling. Your old identity is dissolving. Your old identity is dying. You might notice you begin to feel the thoughts. Why is this happening to me? Why is all of this happening? I've been doing all of the right things. My manifestation hasn't even come yet. What's happening? Why is everything so bad? What? So here is the key to manifesting your dream life successfully, to shifting realities successfully, to becoming, embodying, and identifying the dream version of yourself successfully. So the law of attraction is constantly working. There is a lot of mixed information and misinformation about the law of attraction online. The accumulation of this misinformation and excess information may be starting to paralyze you. It is likely causing you to overcomplicate something that is supposed to be so simple. Something that is so simple. It is so simple because it is literally a universal law. You may have it in your mind that you don't know how to use the law of attraction yet. It's so hard. Everybody else seems to be able to manifest. Why can't I manifest? I don't have enough information. I need to keep learning about it before I can successfully manifest. Girl, because the law of attraction is a universal law. You are using the law of attraction every single day, every second of the day. Just like the law of gravity, you are using and working with the law of gravity every single day, every second of the day. You're not stressing out about whether or not you're using the law of gravity properly. No. You're just doing it. You're just walking on the ground. You're just sitting on your couch. You're just jumping in the air and you feel excited. You're just using the law of gravity naturally because it is a natural process. It is a natural law of the universe. It doesn't take effort. You're not stressing about whether or not you're using the law of gravity correctly because you are. You are always using the law of gravity correctly. In the same way that you are always using the law of attraction correctly, there is no wrong way to use the law of attraction. It's always working. It's always happening. Every single thing that is happening in your life has happened because you have manifested it. So it's not a matter of whether or not you know how to use the law of attraction. You don't need to know how to use it. You already are. Every single day, every second of the day. It's working with you, just like the law of gravity. With the law of gravity, you're not stressing about it. You're not paralyzing yourself. You're not like, oh my God, I need to try so hard and think so hard to sit in place and not start floating in the air. I need to use all of my mental energy and all of my mental attention to make sure that I am sitting here in this seat exactly where I am so that I don't just start floating and fly away. No. Instead, you are trusting that you already know how to use the law of gravity. So you just forget about it. You are no longer thinking about it. You're not stressed about it. You let go of the force. You let go of the struggle. You let go of the trying so hard. The law of attraction is constantly working. You don't need to do anything to make it work better. It's always working. So, if the law of attraction is constantly working, how do you get to your dream life? How do you manifest your desires? How do you manifest anything? Just like the law of gravity, it's all about letting go and trusting. Quite frankly, you don't need a technique to manifest. The techniques are just helpful tools to get you in the right mental space. But a technique isn't necessary. Quite frankly, the best way to manifest something or to shift realities, to quantum jump, quantum leap, quantum shift, reality shift, any of these things, it is to simply decide that because you have this desire, this thing is for you, and this thing will reach you no matter what. It is letting go and having complete faith, complete faith, complete trust, complete knowing that all of your desires will reach you. Because quite frankly, there's an infinite number of realities that exist. There is an infinite number of dimensions that exist. There is a dimension, a reality that exists where you are living your dream life. It exists. It's a fact. There is an infinite number of potential realities that exist. Quantum physics proves that. That's all I'm gonna say. So if you don't believe me, study quantum physics. It's just a matter of deciding which reality you want to live in. So the best way to shift realities, to shift into your desired reality, your dream life, to manifest your dream life. I'm using all of these words interchangeably because it is all the same process. It is to simply decide which reality you want to be a part of. Decide which reality you wish to live in and embody that version of yourself. The version of yourself who is there in that reality. Be that version now, right here, right now, in this reality. When you allow yourself to be that version of yourself. When you decide to release your old identity, the version of yourself you have been identifying with up until this point in your life, this current version of yourself. When you decide you no longer wish to identify with that version of yourself and you decide to embody this new version of yourself. This new version of yourself lives in this new reality, not in this reality. They live in this reality, a different reality from this version of you. So when you become this version of yourself, the desired reality version of yourself, this version of yourself can't exist in this reality. No, they don't align with everything that's been going on in this reality. So when you embody this version of yourself, everything that you could possibly desire, everything that goes on in the reality of this person's life will magnetize to you. You will become magnetic to all of the experiences that this version of yourself will hold. Because you are no longer identifying with the old version of yourself, this current version of yourself. You are allowing this version of yourself to dissolve. You allow yourself to embody the dream life version of yourself. When you allow yourself to embody the dream life version of yourself, all of your dreams and desires must be attracted to you. That's what the law of attraction is. If you are living your day-to-day life stuck in repeating cycles, identifying with past versions of yourself, identifying with limiting beliefs and the mind, the law of attraction is going to agree with you. The law of attraction will always agree with you, no matter what it is that you believe, no matter how it is that you are living, no matter how it is that you are identifying and showing up as. It doesn't matter. The law of attraction will always make sure that your external circumstances match your internal circumstances. It really is so simple to manifest. Because the law of attraction is constantly working. It's up to you about whether or not it's working in your favor or not. Now, let me tell you, I gotta tell you something. Instant manifestation is possible, but it will not come to those who are seeking it. If you are seeking instant manifestation, you are giving up an energy of desperation. Because you are not trusting your current circumstances. You are trying to force something into play. You are trying to force your circumstances to change because you do not trust what is being presented to you. Anything is possible. You can live any life that you wish to live. Instant manifestation is possible. But if instant manifestation is something that you are seeking, it is very unlikely that you will achieve it because of the amount of stress associated with the concept and the amount of pressure associated with the concept. If you're feeling a lot of pressure on yourself when trying to manifest something, you're not going to manifest whatever it is you're trying to manifest. If you are stressed when you're trying to manifest, you're not going to manifest whatever it is you're trying to manifest. You are going to manifest more stress. If you are feeling stress, you will receive more stress. If you are feeling pressure, you are going to receive more pressure. This is all the law of attraction. This is why embodying the frequency of that which you desire is key. Because when you become the version of yourself who you wish to be, you will manifest all of the experiences that that person will experience because you are now that person. When I speak about showing up as that version of yourself, the dream life version of yourself, the version of yourself who's living their dream life, you mustn't stress about whether or not you are showing up correctly, whether or not your desires are going to manifest, whether or not the law of attraction is working, whether or not any of this is real or not, or literally any of it. Even if these stresses are in the back of your mind, like even if you're not focusing on them. If you're not focusing on them, that just means you're suppressing the feelings, which means they're living in your subconscious. Your subconscious beliefs are what manifest. So it's like you don't even have to be actively feeling the stress. If there is stress in your mind or body, it will be reflected outwardly to you. So what I'm saying here is you mustn't force the showing up as the new version of yourself. You mustn't do it in a forceful way. You mustn't do it in a way that causes you to push away the old version of yourself or the current version of yourself. You don't want to push any version of yourself away. Instead, do it with an energy of inviting the new version of yourself. But you don't need to view it as new because it already exists. It just exists in a different dimension. This is what reality shifting is. You're shifting your current identity, your current perception of self. You are shifting into the dimension where you already hold all of these desires, where you are already living your dream life. You're shifting your frequency with an inviting energy, a loving energy, an exciting energy, because that version of yourself, they feel excited, right? They love their life, right? They are inviting and they are open. They release stress. They're not focused on stress. They're not worried about whether or not their desires are manifesting because it already happened. They've already received everything that they could ever desire and more because they are magnetic. They are constantly receiving better and better and better and better and better. And so they are so excited. They're so excited and filled with love. A very important thing to note is that when you are shifting realities, when you are about to manifest something, the universe is going to test you. Right before you shift realities, right before you step into the dream life version of yourself, and I really do mean right before, it will feel like everything in your world is crumbling and falling apart. And it's not going to make any sense to you. It might begin to paralyze you. You might notice you begin to feel the thoughts. Why is this happening to me? Why is all of this happening? I've been doing all of the right things. My manifestation hasn't even come yet. What's happening? Why is everything so bad? What? Valid. That's valid. Understandable to be confused. So here is the key to manifesting your dream life successfully, to shifting realities successfully, to becoming, embodying, and identifying the dream version of yourself successfully. It is to stay calm and hold your ground. Acknowledge that everything is okay. It might feel like the world is crumbling. Yes. This is when trust is the most important. The reason why it feels like your entire world is crumbling is because your old identity is crumbling. Your old identity is dissolving. Your old identity is dying, in a sense. Not dying, but dissolving from you. And your old identity wants to stay alive. You can view it as an entity. This entity wants to stay alive. So it's going to do everything in its power to get you to have an emotional reaction to the negativity. Because the old version of you would be aligned with these emotional reactions. If something negative is happening in your life, then the old version of you would have a breakdown, wouldn't they? They'd feel stress about it. They would lack trust. They wouldn't understand what is going on, and they would feel paralyzed by their mind. The old version of you, this entity in a sense, is going to do everything to try to stay alive, which means it's going to do everything to try to make sure you do not upgrade to the next level of success, the next version of yourself. It's going to try to do everything in its power to make sure you don't let go of this identity and move on to a higher identity, a more aligned identity. That's why all of these negative things are happening right now. That's why right before you manifest, everything feels like it is crumbling. It feels like your whole world is falling apart. It's because your old identity is dissolving and falling away from you. If you do not have an emotional reaction, if you instead acknowledge and trust the process, if you instead acknowledge all of this is happening because my old identity is dissolving. My world is falling apart because my old identity is falling apart. This is the process of your becoming. This is the process of you aligning with the desired version of yourself, your desired reality, your dream life. You have to let go of the old in order to embrace the new, in order to shift. You can no longer identify with your past. Otherwise, that's you living your past identity, your old self. You want to change your life, right? You want to identify with the dream life version of yourself. If this version of you is not the dream life version of yourself, you need to let go of this version of you. So any emotional reaction you may have to the negative circumstances that will come up, instead respond in a way that the new version of yourself would respond. Your new identity, how do they respond to stress? They are calm under pressure, right? When they are stressed, when things aren't going their way, they are able to take some deep breaths and hold their ground. They are able to separate themselves from the situation and view it from an outsider's perspective. They are able to trust the process because they know that everything always works out for them and everything is always happening for the greater good, for a higher purpose. Everything is always happening for a reason, to their benefit. Instead of reacting how the old identity version of you would react, because yes, this will just suck you back to the old identity. Instead of that, you stay calm under pressure and you trust the process. That is the point that your old identity will no longer hold any power over you. And you will realize that you have shifted into your desired reality, into the new version of yourself, into the version of yourself who you have always wanted to be, the dream life version of yourself. You did it. Congratulations. The law of attraction is simple and mustn't be overcomplicated. The only thing that you need to do to manifest your dream life is simply decide that you are now living your dream life, to embody that version of yourself, to claim their identity, and to express yourself fully, openly, honestly, freely, and lovingly as this version of yourself. And then everything that you want will magnetize to you effortlessly, and you will realize that you are using the law of attraction and you now know how to manifest. You realize you have always known how to manifest and you have been doing it all along. Only now it is in your favor. Okay, I love you.